What's good with y'all? Championship weekend is now over and the Super Bowl is now ahead of us. Let's get to it. Washington Commanders fall to the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia had, 260, 270 rushing yards, 7 rushing touchdowns. I mean, it was just all over before even halftime. You know, Jaden Daniels had an early costly turnover, scored off of it. And then, Washington made it a little, competitive. And then what happens? Eagles score in the second quarter. They kick the ball off to us. Nicholson fumbles. And then they score off that. We can't score again. And then in the second half, the Eagles they made a statement against us. And, since it was a divisional game, I understand. That there was some animosity. There's no love lost. But I'm not going to sit here and just complain, that the refs had something against us, even though I think there was a couple calls that could have went both ways. But then also I feel like, they got the fair share of the calls, But that's not even a main reason why we lost. Saquon Barkley, and the MVP of this game was Marshawn Lattimore. MVP of the game. You gotta love it. Because on 4th and 5, Marshawn Lattimore, A.J. Brown, one-on-one. Now, you gotta know this is coming. So I wouldn't even just press him. I would straight up start backpedaling and turn my hips to get ahead of A.J. Brown. Because it's one-on-one. And I know that this is what they're looking for. But instead, he gets beat. And when he gets beat, right, they start talking back and forth. Well, then the Eagles score. And there's an unnecessary roughness call on Marshawn. But there also was not a, unnecessary roughness on A.J. Brown, who ended up, ripping off Marshawn's helmet. I think, honestly, it's just crazy to me that didn't get called both ways since they were both involved in it. Now, yes, unnecessary roughness on Marshawn, fairly given. But it should have went both ways since they were both involved, in the scuffle, But yeah, man. Letting them rush the ball 32 times for 260, 270 yards, I mean, you can't really beat that. And then if Jalen Hurts is going to throw for 230, he was 22 of 26, I mean, it just won't work. And it's not like Jaden Daniels threw 4 or 5 interceptions. The team around Jaden Daniels let him down. Giving up 230-something rushing yards. Austin Eckler catching the ball, falls to the ground, gets up, and gets the ball punched out. I mean, you can't overcome stuff like that. You just can't. And I'm not even mad that we lost. It was how we lost. We lost so convincingly. It was just straight blowout, pretty much. We had it close. We had them almost dead to right for the most part. We had them right where we wanted them. And then it all just broke down from there. It all broke down. It all came, at a halt pretty much for Washington. So, as a Washington fan myself, I'm happy that we at least made it to the NFC Championship. I'm happy that we got to see that we got our QB of the future finally after all these years, making an NFC Championship game, something I didn't think I would see for the next, 10 years of my life when I'm 22, about to be 23. I love it. I love it, and hopefully we can just build from there. Now, I did hear some speculations about, you know, some players looking to get traded. I did hear that there are some free agents that are asking to come to Washington because they love what they see in Washington. So there's a lot of things that we can just build on from here on out. One of the things I hope we build on is an offensive line and, invest most of our cap space into defense because that's what we need to go against this Philly team is defense. Yeah, we got Marshawn Lattimore, but we got Marshawn Lattimore and we have our rookie, Mike. He's good. He's good. He's great. He will be a problem for years to come. I want Jeremy Chin back. Bobby Wagner. I mean, it can go either and or, but I love this team, man. I love this team, and I love that we were able to make it this far. So, hats off to the Commanders. Hats off to the Eagles. And we shall see what the Super Bowl holds in front of us in the next 2 weeks, I believe. So yeah, we will see.